Okay,
I'll read this, start. I'll read it? I'll read it?
Yeah.
All right. This meeting is being held in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Annual notice of this meeting was published in the Union County Local Source and the Newark Star Ledger. Said notice was posted in the municipal building, and a copy is on file in the office of the Borough Clerk. Fire exits are located in the directions I'm indicating. If you're alerted for a fire, please move in a calm and orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Proper notice having been given, the Borough Clerk will include the statement in the minutes of the meeting.
Mr. Clerk, please call the roll, please.
Councilman Petrosky?
Here.
Councilman Johnson?
Present.
Councilman Signorello?
Here.
Councilman Rabina?
Here.
Councilwoman Lyons?
Here.
Councilman Patel? And Mayor Signorello is also absent and will be absent for the meeting.
Mr. Clerk, please lead us in the open prayer and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties and perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in our dangers and sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. There are no communications for review this evening. There are no proclamations or presentations for review this evening. May I have a motion to approve meetings and minutes pending any corrections?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion that bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, may I have a motion to open the public portion of the agenda items only?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, if you would like to speak, please come forward and to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Okay. Okay, I don't see anyone coming up. May I have a motion that the public portion be closed?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, reports of departments. Okay, I'm going to go with our police chief first. I figured I did.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I submitted my report to the Borough Administrator. Hopefully you all received a copy of it. I'm just going to highlight 2 points that are on this report here. October 5th, the Roselle Park Police Department participated in the Union County gun surrender event that we spoke of briefly in the last meeting. The gun surrender was a great success with over 100 weapons surrendered countywide. We took about 8 guns in within the borough, and one of them was actually a sawed-off shotgun.
Wow.
So that was impressive. October 31st, officers were detailed to the annual Bender Avenue Halloween event. There were approximately 5,000 visitors in the area, and no incidents were reported. It was, however, reported that the parking violations were problematic in the area, and it was anticipated by me of this problem that we experienced last year. And I sent out 2 parking officers in the area of Bender Avenue, both sides, because we had a lot of complaints last year from the residents in that area. And the parking enforcement officers actually issued 89 summonses.
Wow.
And that's just dealing with stop sign violations, parking within the 50 feet, parking on the crosswalk, and parking within the intersection, and fire hydrants and blocked driveways. So that was strictly that. There was no permit parking, nothing like that. 89 summonses. That shows you the amount of violations that were in that area. I think they did an outstanding job. They walked it, the whole detail on foot. They couldn't get through with vehicles because of the traffic. And kudos to them. They really did a great job.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That concludes my report, sir.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, Chief, I figured I might as well just say it now because this was going to be at the end in my report, so maybe I can make my report a little shorter. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Roselle Parking Enforcement for the hard work that they did on Halloween night here in Roselle Park. I actually witnessed some of the interactions. There were many guests and out-of-towners who just parked on sidewalks. I seen blocking hydrants and private driveways, like you said, Chief, and this is just unacceptable. I also I wanted everyone to enjoy themselves, here and embracing our community with Halloween. However, they still need to, when guests come, they still got to be respectful to our community. I just wanted to give a special thank you to you, Chief. I didn't get a chance to tell you that on the phone. I know we had conversations about the parking authority, and I wanted to recognize them and you as well for this detail. I'm looking forward to next year towards supporting you beefing it up. Because people can come enjoy Roselle Park, but guests gotta, respect our community. So kudos to you as well. Great job overall to Roselle Park Police Department and especially the parking enforcement.
Thank you, Councilman.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for the Italian Heritage Day. And Mischief Night, you guys were awesome. You had a truck there, and that was just, it's good to see just everybody together. So I just wanted to commend you on that and Halloween. But thank you for everything that you
Thank
guys
you,
did.
Councilwoman. The officers loved the interaction.
It's
It
awesome.
was a great time.
And we gave pizza. So the woman from Bella Ciao Pizzeria, that she ended up getting a whole bunch of pies and just saying, okay, everybody eat. So it was just good to see. It was a good moment.
I heard it was delicious, but I didn't stay long to the end.
Next time.
The line was too long.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to personally thank you for Halloween. I get the tail end of it and everything, and it was very crowded. And the parking enforcement came up, quite a few times, and just to make sure everything was good. But thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
And also your officers.
You're
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have anything? Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll have the Fire Chief.
Good evening. I just wanted to go over a few things, put out to the community. Once again, we're always looking for dedicated volunteers, and our membership is open. You can look on our website or any of our social media for more information. Just wanted to review some of the training that we've been going over. The borough was good enough and it was nice enough to give us some vehicles that were being decommissioned to use for extrication training. So we've done 2 extrication drills. We have 1 more scheduled, which allows our members to train if there is a motor vehicle accident on the proper way to get the vehicles taken apart and the victims out of the vehicles. We also participated in the Mischief Night event. The fire department was there. We had our pickup truck there. We were handing out candy, and we also had Sparky the fire dog was making some guest appearances. Just also wanted to thank, I'm sure as many of you know, we had a major fire over the weekend, and I just wanted to thank our mutual aid partners throughout the county that responded. There was probably 17 different departments that responded in as mutual aid. Not limited to NJDOT was there to assist with road closures. The police department helped us out tremendously. The state fire marshal's office, the Union County Fire Mutual Aid coordinators. There was just a lot of manpower and agencies that came together for that incident. So I just wanted to thank them publicly for all their assistance, and just thank the members of the department. They really put in a very, very long day and a very hard day, and we're happy to report that there was no major injuries and there was no loss of life. So that's something we could take away that's positive from the incident. That's all I had.
Okay. I want to personally thank you as the fire commissioner, and great. You guys were there, and I know mutual aid and everything, but I appreciate Roselle Park Fire Department, and we're volunteer too, so
Yes, we
you
are.
guys are risking your lives and everything like that, but thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Just want to echo what Councilman Petrowski, today Mayor, had just said. We appreciate you too, Chief Thompson. You still had to, be in the thick of it with the rest of the gentlemen, and kudos to you as well.
Thank you.
We thank you.
Okay.
Is there anything that we could do that sometimes, I mean, obviously, we are doing something for the victims, and we're going to talk about that, I'm sure. But as the fire department, is there anything that you would need that we can be aware of and do for you?
At the moment, I can't think of any. We lost some equipment, but we do have money in our budget to replace that.
Okay.
And we'll work through going with the insurance company to get that replaced. I just also wanted to thank the members of the community. There was a significant amount of people that showed up throughout the incident, dropping off bottles of water,
Yeah.
food. That was overwhelming to see. There was one woman, I didn't catch her name, but she actually came down with a wagon filled with like 6 cases of water for the firefighters that were all working there. So the support that we received was just tremendous from the community and everyone. So I want to thank them.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay, next, Coach Ranieri.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'd like to thank Acting Mayor Petrowski and Town Council for giving me the opportunity to provide a brief update. The goal of the Roselle Park Recreation Department is to meet the recreational needs of our community. As part of our department's effort to meet these needs and expand community services, our department provides a wide range of programs. Membership and recreation, we currently have over 300 recreational members. The Recreation Department has 23 programs, 25 employees, utilizing 11 locations and growing. Homework Club and Aftercare, we currently have 115 members. We are transporting and chaperoning over 90 students daily. After School Care has 13 programs, 20 employees, and growing. Recreational sports and activities happening now. Elementary, middle school volleyball, K through 8th grade basketball, and K through 8th grade wrestling. We are in the process of finalizing our winter sports and activities programming, but as of now, off-season volleyball will be on Wednesday nights between 6:15 and 9:15 in the ASYC, flyer to follow. Boys and girls wrestling registrations are now open, K through 8. K through 2 practice on Tuesdays at the ASYC. 3rd through 6th grade practices are Mondays and Wednesdays at David Brearley High School. 6th through 8th grade practices are on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Roselle Park High School Wrestling Room. Competition schedule to be announced shortly. Boys and girls basketball registrations are now open, K through 8th grade. This is the pre-draft schedule. Kindergarten practices are on Mondays at 6:15 in the ASYC. First and second grade co-ed practices are on Monday at 7:15 in the ASYC. Middle school boys practices are on Monday at 8:15 in the ASYC. Third and fifth grade co-ed practices are on Fridays at 6:15 in the ASYC, and middle school girls practices are on Fridays 7:15 in the ASYC. The draft is scheduled for Tuesday, 11/26. Your specific coach will contact all players with their January practice and competition schedule. We are pleased to report that our department has made the following changes to recreational programming. We have half school day programming for teacher conferences, drop and go events for members, parents' night out, and all recreational employees and volunteers will have a criminal history screening and will be certified in CPR and AED. We remain committed to providing the best possible care and programming. In addition, we believe these changes have afforded our community members the requested ASYC programming. The ASYC has recently hosted or will plan to host scout meetings, recreational committee meetings, and the Halloween costume party, diversity and inclusion meetings, public fairs, and community event meetings, CPEG, PTA meetings, 5th grade parent meetings, DMV events, recreational sports programming, CPR and AED certifications, Festival of the Arts events, and the Mischief Night event. I'd be remiss to not congratulate Mayor, Council, Rupin, and the Roselle Park Police Department for an amazing job hosting this year's Mischief Night event. It was an awesome community event. I'd also like to take a moment to congratulate Tina and the Recreation Committee for running the Recreational Committee's Halloween dance party. It was well attended and fun for everyone involved. As always, you can contact the Recreation Department at Roselle Park, recreation@rosellepark.net. That completes our November Recreation Department update. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask, how's that no parking location working out? Is it mitigating and we're able to, the vehicles are able to move itself about?
Absolutely, much better.
Okay.
And thanks for doing that.
No, that was a combination of all of us.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that it's
Well,
working
thank you
out.
all.
Yeah.
Definitely helps.
Thank you.
I also want to thank you for the Halloween, from the recreation, for having it there. I think it was
You're welcome.
very well attended.
It was.
I also want to thank Councilwoman Rosanna and also Councilman Johnson for showing up that day. I appreciate it. And like I said, it was very well attended. So,
Yes, it was.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank
Thank
you,
you.
John.
Thank you.
Okay, Rich?
Thank you, Mayor DeJour.
That's good.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So as you can see, things are quite busy in town, and things are moving along. I'm actually quite pleased with the projects at this point. So for October, we had 205 permits that were issued through the department. Total revenue, construction code revenue, was $709,934 year-to-date. Sewer connection fees year-to-date, $510,749. We have COA development fees that we received for the year of $103,424. And we have off-site improvement fees of $50,000 that were received by the borough. On the property maintenance side, we've obviously been busy there as well. A lot of what we've been doing, too, have been the leaves, because some of the citizens don't realize that, leaves really need to be bagged and not just pushed into the street and blown all over the place. So we've been really trying to focus on that quality of life enforcement activity. Property maintenance enforcement action for October, though, we had 17 court dispositions, fines year-to-date of $20,345. 27 violations were issued in October. And good news is we only issued 2 court summonses, so we're starting to get a lot more compliance, which is very good. Moving on to the projects, as you're aware, Building A at 10 West Westfield, that is the building closest to the municipal building. That has received a full TCO for all the residential units in the building. And good news is today I actually received the first tenant fit-out. And that will be Wingstop wants to go in there. So I just received those plans today. They've been forwarded to the House Department, and we're going to start our process as well.
Nice.
On the Fernmore project, 404 and 450 is moving along quite nicely. 404, they had changed projects managers a few months ago. I think you're aware of that. And the project's moving along quite nicely, quite smartly. 450 has received a full CO for all the residential units. We are now finalizing the pool in the back. If you do have a chance, though, if you want to stop by, there is a parking lot on the side. You can walk to the pool area. The back area is absolutely beautiful. They did a terrific job. There's a gazebo, an area to cook. It's very, very nice, and it's off a community room, which really, really worked out very well. So I'm very pleased with that. The Hunter project, we ran into a little bit of a hiccup with the elevation of the garage. So that there needed to be a redesign, and that took place. I approved that redesign, and it actually involved barrier-free accessibility, so it's an ADA issue or a federal civil rights issue, so we needed to make sure that was corrected, and it was. So they're moving along quite nicely as well. I think that's it on the projects at this point. There are some things in the works, but I'd rather not bring them to the table right now until they're concrete. The only other 2 items that I do want to make you aware of is on Chestnut Street, across from Dowling's Pub. We have 2 empty storefronts. The one on the corner, right now, I issued a permit for a personal workout space, basically.
Oh, nice.
So that's very nice. And the space next door is actually going to be a coffee shop, but a high-end Starbucks-type coffee shop.
Awesome.
So that is, I'm very pleased with those two uses going in there. Very nice people, very nice owners.
Awesome. That's
You know,
great.
We're going to help them out as much as we can. As far as the fire, I want to congratulate and just commend the Roselle Park Fire Department. I was there on scene. They did an outstanding job, an absolutely outstanding job with a very, very tough situation. I want to congratulate them, thank the Roselle Park Police Department. They did an outstanding job as well. And we're working with the owner of that property to see what type of, where they want to go with this. And again, I don't want to put anything on the table yet, but I am talking to them. All options are open, including raising the buildings and constructing new buildings, or possibly, renovating what they have. So I've been meeting with an architect that they have hired. Landmark Development is actually the one that will be constructing the building or reconstructing the buildings at this point. Whether it's the older buildings that they renovate or a new building, they will have to have a NFPA 13R system, so they will be required to put in a suppression system. So obviously, with the newer codes, it's a bit more stringent. So that's my report. If anybody has any questions.
Rich, just to let people, when you say raise, some people might be saying, take them down into
Well,
the ground.
demolish. That's
Don't
raising
get confused
means
about
demolish.
raising. There's probably
Raising
someone
means
out there
demolish.
saying, oh boy, they're gonna raise it. So, just so we can have a little fun here, but yeah, demolishing it, thank you. But I knew what you meant by raising.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thanks for responding.
Rich, could you just touch on the fire building 125? So I'm sure members of the governing body, I know my office has and other offices have gotten questions from some of the tenants who we are trying to usher through the recovery process. They have no access to that building, which is obviously devastating. Can you just give kind of an understanding on the record of why there's no access to that building and the safety concerns there are around that building?
Yeah, the fire is classified as a structural fire. So I basically vacated the building, issued an imminent hazard and an unsafe structure notice. The structure itself was compromised. There are actually structural members within that building that are hanging, that are ready to fall. The third floor, when the chief took me up there, and some of the members from the fire department, there is nothing left. There's literally nothing left. So for allowing entry of the general public into that space would really, from a legal standpoint, we would be compromising the borough's position based upon the issuance of the notices that I provided to the owner. So at this point, they are still analyzing the structure itself, and once I hear from the design professional on that, the next option would be if they want to obtain, let's say, insurance policies or personal information or jewelry, because that's what it would be limited to. It would actually have to be someone from the fire department that has the correct turnout gear and the correct training to go in there to retrieve those items.
Wow.
I will not allow the general public in that building. It is that unsafe.
I just wanted to make sure that it was put on the record because it's obviously a very heart-wrenching situation.
Sure it is.
People want to go in and get whatever they can out of there, even if there's nothing left. People want to try to gain entry to that building. And the reality is it's just too dangerous to do that. And I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just the borough saying you can't go in. We would all want to go in, and we understand that they want to go in. But in order to protect, life, which we've avoided the loss of life with this incident, we want to make sure that we stay in that position where we're avoiding the loss of life.
Exactly, yes.
Thank you.
I have one thing for, at the Hunters, the Little League field, are they going to put nets up? Because someone told them that they're not putting nets up, they're going to put unbreakable windows?
I'll have to get an answer to that.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
The windows themselves are not shatterproof windows
Okay.
that were installed because the windows are already installed.
All right.
So I'll have to speak to the developer and see, what kind of options we have with that. Generally, you are correct, Councilman. Normally, when you have this type of situation, and I was involved in a project in Garwood a number of years ago, next to the Little League fields in Westfield, and they actually were required to install netting. So we might have to go down that route.
Okay. Well, they heard, someone told them that they're not putting any nets up, and they were upset about it. so
Yeah.
I got about 3 or 4 calls on it, so.
Okay, I'll follow up. on
Okay, thank you.
I have a
Anyone
quick
else?
question. When is, so do you have a timeline for the coffee shop or the,
They just submitted plans.
Okay.
So those plans, again, one set has to go to Health Department. And then we're going to proceed with our plan review.
awesome. All right, great. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, as far as the parking garage, we're getting 50 spots. Do you know which side is it gonna be first floor, the 50 spots?
Administrator,
Take a look.
remember?
I'm almost sure that it's the first and second floor.
I think it is too, but let me check.
So the idea was, if we could rent it out to the public, we could start with 5 and charge them monthly fee. And especially the people on the Locust Street, I talked to them, they're more than, they want to get a parking because they don't have parking over there. So we're able to rent it out and change it into like a revenue stream. Maybe you could use it for a new website, but be an option we could take a look at.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I know we did discuss the possibility of charging for those.
Yeah, I haven't actually been in the parking deck yet.
Okay, well, I'll bring you there.
Yeah.
I just
I'd
gotta
love
give you a hard
I'd love to see the concrete. Yeah, we could take a look into it.
All right, thanks.
Oh, by the way, the view from the top deck,
I can imagine.
it's outstanding. It's outstanding. The view from the top of the parking deck, oh, yeah. It's, yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought you were going to say
So
scary.
once it's open, if you take a ride up there, you will see what I'm talking about.
Oh, a separate question. For West Clay, I don't know if it's for Andrew mostly, but is there an update on when they're gonna restore? I know it's mid-November, but do we have a final date as we're getting closer?
We do not have a final date. I would suspect it'll be sometime after Thanksgiving, assuming the weather holds up.
Okay.
There was a pre-construction meeting with them right before Halloween, and they were looking at the settlement period for that project. So the settlement period is after the trenches are filled and just the ground actually settling so that you don't pave it and then it sinks. Was right around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So assuming that the weather holds up, should be another week or two.
Yeah, and the other thing, a lot of the resident sides, right next to the sidewalk, the grass, like they left as.
They're aware.
Yeah. So
They're aware that it's an issue. I know that the New Jersey American Water, who the underlying project, it was owned by them, right? It was a lead line abatement project. They're aware of that issue. They've been following up with the subcontractor they had for that particular item. I remain in contact with them. They realize that it's an issue and that their contractor is not performing adequately to their liking and therefore not to our liking or the residents. But they continue to follow up.
okay, all right, sounds good. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Rich.
Thank you.
Okay, our engineer, Kevin Boyer. Sorry to put you last, but
That's right. Actually, you covered what you covered.
someone has to be last.
You covered one of my topics. So the New Jersey American Water Paving, which just correct is settlement period ends the end of November. So beginning of December is when we're anticipating. I know the contractor does have bandwidth to pave it this year. It's just a matter of weather holding up. Hopefully it does. I know we've had like 80-degree temperatures in the last couple weeks, so hopefully it stays that way and they can pave and be done with that. The other project, there is Elizabethtown Gas. We did have another meeting with them for their paving projects. It's Sooner Avenue, Walnut, and that section. Their paving, though, is going to be held off until the spring. Their work was done a little bit later, so their settlement period's a little bit later, so it kind of pushes the paving work a little bit farther out. So we'll touch base with them again in the new year, just find out their schedule for paving that area and let you guys know. Other than that, the only other project we have going on that's in major is the storm sewer separation project. As you know, there was a settlement agreement. Part of that condition is submitting monthly reports, which we have been submitting to Elizabeth with the status of what we've been doing, which is basically pulling a lot of mapping and data from the utility companies to figure out exactly what the impacts are to those utilities and what we have to go through. So we've been preparing base mapping, and we're getting to a point now where we're going to start sizing a pipe and picking I know we have established a route of what roads we're going on, but now we're going to start picking which lane of the road and which side, if it's the eastbound lane, the westbound lane, that type of thing. So we're kind of narrowing it down, kind of where to thread the needle through all the other utilities that are currently down Route 28. So that's moving along. We anticipate surveying in the next few months and continuing along with design throughout next year, permitting with DOT, NJDOT, Army Corps of Engineers. All those meetings will start happening next year, and we're looking for design completion and submission for permits by the end of next year. Permit process will probably take through 2026, and then we'll look to go to construction in 2027, meeting the deadline of completion in the beginning of 2029 as stipulated. So that's a quick synopsis of where we're at for that project. If anyone has any questions.
Anyone have any questions? Any update on that Galpin Hill?
Yes, I'm waiting. I got to reach out to Greg with DPW. They're supposed to televise it. He was adding it to their schedule. I think they had an issue with the TV truck. So
Right.
I got to touch base with them and see what they're at with that. But yeah, that's on their schedule to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. You're welcome.
Okay. Ken? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Just a friendly reminder, November 1st taxes are due by November 12th because the 10th is on Sunday, and Monday is Veterans Day and a federal holiday, so the borough is closed. So you have until November 12th to pay without interest. The October 1st payment for sewers, the grace period has been extended to December 31st, so you have up until then to pay without interest. The governing body received a copy of our current tax sale list. We're giving that to you guys just to review. If you know anybody on that list, to tell them to please contact the tax office and call us so we're trying to prevent them from having a lien put on their property. The tax sale is going to be Monday, November 25th at 10 a.m. right here in this room. So that's why we gave you guys a copy to see if you know anybody on there. And if you do and you have their phone number, you want to give it to us, please do. We're just trying to contact everybody in any way possible. And the last thing I have is with the best practices, which is the resolution 25624. That's the annual best practices inventory that has to be done, questions provided by the state. This year, you needed to score 35 or above to get 100% of the last 5% of the state aid payment due December 1st. I'm happy to say we got a score of 39.5, so we will be receiving all of our state aid. There were several new questions this year. A lot of them had to do with affordable housing and lead abatement programs. So I'm sure in the future that'll be more stuff coming out. But happy to say we scored enough points to get 100% of our state aid. That's it.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. Andrew, do you have anything?
Yes, sir. I just want to touch on, obviously, Election Day was Tuesday. I appreciate all of the candidates for generally behaving themselves, and the voters for voting, everybody who voted. Right now, my last check, we were close to 70% in Roselle Park. That number will creep up as the days go on. Just a little snapshot of the process. So polls closed at 8 o'clock. The ballot drop box closed at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. The state law is if your ballot was postmarked on Tuesday, it has 6 days to get to the Board of Elections office. So over the next 6 days, ballots, though the large majority of them are in and either counted or pending counting, they will trickle in until next Monday at 8 p.m. They will then cut it off. No further ballots will be accepted. And, or I should say counted, because no one can just hand a ballot in at this point. They have to come in through the mail, postmarked. At that point, they'll canvass those ballots, whatever comes in by 8 o'clock on Monday evening. They'll then move on to provisional ballots. The Board of Elections will canvass provisional ballots and determine whether or not they are counted, and they'll canvass military ballots, excuse me, military ballots. And then after that point, there'll be a little bit of a waiting period, and then the certification will be made by the county clerk. And at that point, the election results will be official. Again, I really appreciate everybody's patience on Tuesday. There were lines in certain places throughout the day, particularly in the ward race polling places, in the library and the and the and Aldine School in the Fifth Ward. I will say in the Fifth Ward, there's some adjusting I'm going to be doing to the district lines. There's clearly, just to take a step back, an election of this scale we haven't seen ever. And when the limits of what your infrastructure has is tested, you can see the weak points. But one of the things that became very apparent is that there is a very large disparity between the two districts in the Fifth Ward of the voter population. 5-2 has way more voters in it than 5-1, and the district should be somewhat balanced. So that's part of my job as the municipal clerk, to work with the Board of Elections to rebalance the districts. So we'll be looking at that over the next couple of months and, going into the next cycle. But otherwise, I really appreciate everybody's cooperation and support on Tuesday. I'm glad it was a day with generally no incidents, and looking forward to the next one. That's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for, okay.
Yeah, I do. I've got two quick questions. Any update on the Marconi plaque, Andrew?
I have no update.
Okay. And Boy Scout Park has the shaded structure, the gazebo that was ordered?
So the shade structure, so we are ready to go. Other than the shade structure, what you're going to see, and I'll have a more definitive timeline. I'll get you an update by tomorrow.
Thank you.
The shade structure is delayed. We are expecting delivery of the shade structure in December, in early December. The site work that will happen at Boy Scout Park should happen over the next couple of weeks. I don't have a time frame for it because we were holding off on some of this, waiting on that delivery date for the shade structure. We just received that over the last week. So there will be concrete site work there, basically the pad and some of the foundations for the shade structure, the 6 points of the shade structure, as well as the electrical that is going to be run underground at that location. So I'll get you a more definitive timeline. Some of it's just come together recently. Candidly, I was expecting and hoping that shade structure would be delivered sometime between mid-October and mid-November. That's clearly not happening. I was not happy. Neither were the special project engineers at Neglia. So we just learned that it would be delivered in December, so we're trying to work around that date.
Okay.
We have a county grant on this that has to be expended by the end of the year, so we're working to make sure that that happens. So assuming the timeline holds and there's no deviations and no special accommodations, that project will be done by the middle of December. Was hoping it would be earlier,
I was
but
hoping to. Okay.
I will give you an updated timeline as soon as I have it.
Appreciate that.
I'll get
Thank
you something tomorrow, though.
Okay, very good.
I have a question as well. Mr. Mayor, I have a question as well, if I may. Andrew, I have a resident that's been getting in contact with me a couple of times. Is there any way we can try to figure out a way to mitigate 350 Westfield Ave? They've been having bulk issues
Right.
in that location. I know you're probably working on something, but is there anything you could do to?
So it's clearly, so the issue that we have is the vendor just keeps on either missing it or mistaking this to be a large apartment complex as opposed to 10 condominiums. I did reach out to the superintendent again today. He is going to impress on the contractor. What I've requested that the superintendent do is actually have a site visit with their representative to explain to them that this location is the location we're talking about.
Okay.
This is what it looks like. This looks like an apartment complex. This is not a large apartment complex. So that's the next step that we're taking. I know this is the second time that we've had this issue, so that's my pathway forward right now. And I'll keep you in the loop on it.
Well, I appreciate you. I know you're diligent and you're busy, so.
The other thing I said is if I don't know if the items are still out there or if the people pulled them in, but
No, they got taken care of. I guess the president thought someone just discarded it on the side, and
they disposed of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. I appreciate
Yep.
it.
Anyone else? Okay. May I have a motion to set the reports of departments as submitted?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, may I have a motion to take ordinance 2789 from the table for further consideration?
So move.
Second.
If there's no debate on the motion, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
This is to table it, correct?
Yeah.
To table.
No, this is a motion to take it from the table.
Okay.
So there's no debate on a motion to take it from the table, but just to explain, if you vote yes, you are taking it from the table and will have to make a further consideration. If you vote no, it remains tabled. I'm going to call Councilman Prosky last, just because he's the chair. Councilman Johnson,
Did we have discussion on this, or?
there's no debate on a motion to,
Oh, all right,
to
so we can
remove
take it
from
off.
the table.
Yes. we can-
Yes?
I've been involved in this one. I've been talking to Colfax Manor Association along with the,
You can't-
I think that's the next step. That's what Andrew's trying to tell us.
Right. All right, Councilman Signorello?
I apologize.
So if you vote yes, you're removing it from the table and will further consider the ordinance tonight. If you vote no, it remains tabled.
No.
Councilman Rabina?
no.
Councilwoman Lyons?
No.
Councilman Patel?
No.
Acting Mayor Petrosky?
No.
Okay. That's 5 in the negative, 1 in the affirmative. That motion does not carry, so it remains tabled. Sorry, there's not many votes that go that way.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay, there are no ordinance for second reading this evening, so, Mr. Clerk, please read ordinance 2795 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2795 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 33 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Board of Health.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2795 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing on November 21st, 2024?
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Could I just give a little explanation of this? So this is just for the governing body's edification and the public. This is really a cleanup ordinance. This was truly, when things are called a clerical error, this is literally, I'm the clerk and I made an error. The reference to the statute that allowed the municipality to consolidate the Board of Health the reference was incorrect. The reference that was adopted by the ordinance considered earlier this year was just the wrong number. So this just formally corrects it when the ordinances from 2024 are codified at the end of the year by our codification company. This just makes sure that it's accurate. So it changes absolutely no operational aspect, just changes the number of the statute referenced.
Fair enough.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Signorello?
Yes.
Councilman Rabina?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons?
Yes.
Councilman Patel?
Yes.
Acting Mayor Petrosky?
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Okay.
Sorry, the calling first, and
No, it's all,
it's messing me up.
it messed me up too. But I'm going along with the.
All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Mr. Clerk, please call all resolutions by title.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 251-24 is rescinding Resolution Number 249-24 entitled Authorizing the Borough Clerk to Auction Unclaimed Vehicles. Resolution 252-24 is authorizing the Borough Clerk to auction unclaimed vehicles. Resolution 253-24 is authorizing an agreement with the County of Union for the Borough of Roselle Park's use of the Union County Leaf Conservation Center for the purpose of leaf composting for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025. Resolution 254-24 is authorizing the Borough Clerk to auction unclaimed vehicles. Resolution 255-24 is approving the insertion of a National Opioid Settlement Fund grant as a special item of revenue in the 2024 municipal budget in the amount of $1,374.22. Resolution 256-24 is acknowledging that the governing body discussed the 2024 best practices inventory. Resolution 257-24 is amending Resolution Number 247-24, to correct the name and business address of the winning bidder for the project improvements to Avon Street and Berwyn Street. Resolution 258-24 is authorizing the appointment of Roselle Park firefighter Raymond J. Katurka to serve as the Union County Mutual Aid Coordinator. Resolution 259-24 is accepting the resignation of Dylan George from the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 26024 is accepting the resignation of William Ferdinando Jr. from the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 26124 is appointing Tyler Runfolo as a member of the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 26224 is authorizing a contract with RS Construction LLC for the project Roselle Park Housing Rehabilitation Case Number RP-56-2-01/02 in an amount not to exceed $45,650. Resolution 26324 is authorizing the treasurer to issue one check totaling $1,398.01 payable to one lien holder on one property and one check totaling $100 from the tax collector's premium account. Resolution 26424 is authorizing the treasurer to issue one check totaling $1,080 to be applied to the tax account for a payment made to taxes on an incorrect property. Resolution 26524 is accepting the resignation of Danielle Sherman from the Roselle Park Recreation Committee. Resolution 26624 is appointing Brad M. Sporer to the position of Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer within the Roselle Park Police Department. Resolution 26724 is appointing Anthony Lima to the position of Class 3 Special Law Enforcement Officer within the Roselle Park Police Department. Resolution 26824 is authorizing a $20,000 increase to the open-ended goods and services contract with Rich Tree Service, Inc. for tree trimming, pruning, and removal services pursuant to New Jersey State Contract Number 18-DPP 00645, reflecting a revised contract amount not to exceed $120,000. And Resolution 26924 is authorizing a $10,000 increase to the professional services contract with Shane Schaefer, PC, as tax appeal attorney for the year 2024, reflecting a revised contract amount not to exceed $30,000.
Do any members wish to have items removed from the consent agenda? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the resolution remaining on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, reports of the Borough Council Committee. Go with my favorite councilwoman, Roselle.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mayor du jour, as he said, Councilman Joe, and everyone else. I just want to start off, congratulations to Councilman Jay and Councilman Joe, and all the winners and all the participants, really, because like I said to one of the people that were running, I said, you know, the difference is that you stepped into the ring and to really represent, and it takes a lot. So I just commend everybody, but congratulations. It's awesome. I just wanted to really I can't believe it's November. We had the Italian Heritage Festival on October 19th, and I really just want to thank Mayor and Council, Rupin Shaw, which he's doing better, thank God. I just really appreciate him and everything that he does for us. And he helped me so much. He wasn't able to attend that day, but I just want to really specially say thank you to him. We also thank you to Roselle Park Police Department and our Roselle Park Board of Education for helping out that day. We had pizza, we had hot dogs, we had lots of good food and heavenly shakes. We had Jerry Caputo singing, Jared Soro. We had Nicola Cristofaro come with cannolis, and we fed everybody as much as we could. And we also had lemon biscotti. We did not have sausage and peppers, and I say this to Roselle Park and Zeppeli, not because we didn't want them, but they couldn't make it that day. So I just wanted to put that on the record, okay? But also, Mischief Night was awesome. Like I said, that it was just so great. All the kids came out. The band was awesome. They really rocked, and they were so great, and everybody had a good time. Just going down the list of days, unfortunately, as we've heard tonight and what we've seen, Roselle Park suffered a fire, and just obviously commending everyone that was involved. Thank God there was not, serious injury or death. And we just want to continue to donate. I did see Councilman Conjon's post, but I also spoke to Rupin, and I just want to make sure if anybody has any donations, and what they're really looking for is gift cards, monetary donations, any perishable food, anything like that, we're going to be collecting at the Casano Center and also at Iorio Deli. If you have any information, please call 908-245-0666, and that's Rupin's at the Casano Center. I just wanted to actually say for Election Day, it was just really awesome to see so many people come out and just even to chat with everyone that was coming out. I actually did steal away. I went to break up a little bit of the election and what was going on. I wanted to give back in some way, and I say this not for the attention, but just as a reminder for people to look in each other's faces, to talk to each other, to meet the need if you see the need. I was able to give to 10 families. I went to Costa's Pizza and I gave out pizza to 10 families, or dinner, or whatever was happening, and gave out Mega Million tickets, and they kept saying, I'm going to give you half. I said, don't feel the pressure. But no one won because it's 334 million, so go play. But it was about the smile. It was about smile. That's pretty much my report. I am always available. I just want to let you guys know, my number is hold on for that. But I just want to say, with everything that's happening in the world, in our town, I always say it, our small community, stay close, come to the source. We really are blessed in our town. We have so many of us that we live here, we are hands-on. Please contact me. But if you have a question or if you have a need, we are here for you. I just want to bring up the sign over the train station says resiliency resonates, and the best is yet to come to Roselle Park. And I really believe that. And we really are a town that we rise from the ashes, and the things that have happened. I really pray for the families, and I really pray that everything, if you need any help, Kanjan, or anything that I can personally do, please reach out to me. But thank you. That is my report. And contact me, rlyons@rosellepark.net. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say real quick, the only reason Rupin's not here, he had a personal conflict
yes,
tonight.
yes.
I'm just saying Rupin would be here otherwise. He's doing much better.
Yes,
For the viewing audience that heard about, unfortunately, he was injured in an incident. He would otherwise be back. He's luckily back. We're happy to have him back at work. So I just wanted to note that he's only absent here tonight because he had a personal conflict.
Yes,
So otherwise
yes,
he would be here.
And also 908-726-8773. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Okay, Fourth Ward Council?
Good evening. Congratulations to all the candidates, and thank you to every candidate, whether you win or lose, for stepping up to serve our community. As many of you know, there was a fire this past Sunday at the Sunrise Village apartment complex, which has displaced 20 families. The outpouring of support from our residents has been incredible. I deeply appreciate everyone coming together to help, and thank you all the fire department involved to help us out, and every other department that came through. We have already received many donations, and several residents have connected me with valuable resources, including home financial services being offered at no cost. Donations can be dropped off at the following location: Casano Center, 314 Chestnut Street, Master Peter Funeral Home, 400 Fayette Ave, Iorio Deli at 301 West Clay. Additionally, I will be hosting a donation drive this Sunday, November 10th, from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the Sunrise Village Apartments for those who prefer to give in person. Checks can be made payable to Casano Center Association, and all the funds will be evenly distributed among the affected families. Special thanks to Rupin for assisting with this effort. Another critical way to help is by identifying rental housing for displaced family, ideally around $1,600 per month, as many of the families are low to moderate income. Please contact directly if you have any leads. Thank you and have a good night. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at kpatel@rosellepark.net. Thank you.
Thank you. Fifth Ward Councilman?
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Good evening, Roselle Park. This past week was yet another testament to our community spirit. From the excitement of Mischief Night on Chestnut Street to the devastating Sunrise Village fire, our community showed up for one another. What I saw that Sunday was neighbors coming together to help neighbors, and a borough uniting in the face of crisis. Later that day, at the Cassano Center, I witnessed incredible generosity from residents like Jasmine, who works in healthcare, and Lynn and Colleen from our school district, who donated food, water, and supplies, and Mark Fernandez, who provided translation services. Their selflessness is a powerful reminder of the strength of our community, and it is through moments like these that we continue to move forward by lifting each other up. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Roselle Park Fire Department, the Police Department, and all the municipalities and county agencies that provided mutual aid during this fire. Special thanks to Borough Administrator Casayas, Director Shaw, and the Red Cross for their support in coordinating the response to recovery. I'd also like to recognize Councilwoman Lyons for joining me at the Cassano Center, where we worked together to provide comfort and support to those impacted by the fire. It was a true team effort, and I'm proud of how our community responded. I would also like to congratulate all the newly elected officials, not only in the borough of Roselle Park, but in our state and nationwide. Specifically, I'm excited to continue serving the 5th Ward for the next 3 years, and boy, do we have a lot of work to do. To everyone who supported me throughout this re-election campaign, thank you. To my wife, Jackie, to our children, Juliana and Isaac, your love and support mean the world to me. I also want to thank all of those who helped spread positivity, whether through a like on social media, a comment, or a lawn sign. Most importantly, thank you to everyone who took the time to vote, even when it meant waiting an hour and a half in line. I'm proud to have run a campaign that was grounded in integrity, respect, and honor. And to those who may have wanted change, please know that I have an open door policy and welcome your ideas and concerns. If you have a question, a concern, or an idea for a community project, call me. And I encourage you to engage with us not only during election time, but throughout the year. Our public meetings are open to all, and your voice truly matters. If you have ideas on how we can better serve our community or improve how we spend public funds, I welcome you to speak up. Your participation is key to ensuring we are working in the best interest of our entire town. My vision for the next 3 years includes the following. One of my top priorities will continue to be improving pedestrian safety, particularly for the residents on Laurel Avenue. With the increase of EMS vehicles and an upgrade to the Fayette Firehouse coming, we need to prioritize adding new sidewalks so that residents no longer have to walk in the street. In addition to that, I'm excited to continue improving the infrastructure in the 5th Ward, such as paving the last remaining streets in the ward and installing traffic calming measures to ensure neighborhoods remain safe and welcoming. Regarding open spaces, Boy Scout Park will be rehabilitated, like the Borough Administrator mentioned, in a few weeks, and I will see that project through the end. During the campaign, I heard many folks would like to see the sensory playground utilized more. I would like to thank the Roselle Park CPAG for initiating a community survey and for providing valuable feedback and recommendations. I'm excited to collaborate with the Board of Education to find solutions to better utilize the space and create even more opportunities for our students and families, and continue to build a brighter future for Roselle Park. I'm looking forward to progress along the Rahway Valley Rail Trail, and we are exploring the possibility of expanding the bike path from Locust to Seton, providing even more recreational opportunities for our residents. In the last few years, we've had many trees cut down, but in my terms, would love to see 40 new trees planted in our ward. These trees will not only beautify our neighborhoods, but also help the environment. I've already spoke with members of the Board of Education about planting trees in the municipal right-of-way near the high school in Hermshaw Field, and I'm looking forward to bringing this project to fruition. To that end, together, we've already built a very strong foundation, and I'm energized by the potential to make even more meaningful improvements to enhance our town and the quality of life for all residents. It's local government that paves our streets, fixes our parks, and keeps our community safe, and that work starts right here in Roselle Park. On a personal note, 5 years ago today, I lost my younger brother. His passing was a reminder that our time here is limited, and it inspired me to do better, to be better, and stay engaged in my community. We all have our stories, our struggles, and our hopes. I share this with you because we're all in this together. So I encourage everyone to get involved, be kind, and show respect. We are a stronger community when we all work together toward a better future. You can always reach me at jrobina@rosellepark.net, 862-236-0019. Acting Mayor Petrowski, that is my report.
Thank you. First Ward Councilman,
Thank you, Acting Mayor, Council, residents. I'd like to begin with the heartfelt condolences to the Bewley family on the loss of Deborah Bewley. Deborah was a longtime resident of Roselle Park, and both she and her husband, Nick, will be deeply missed. They consistently dedicated themselves as volunteers, always serving the community in some way. I had the opportunity to attend her memorial service at Grace Memorial Funeral Home, which was held on Sunday, October 27th. Once again, a special condolences goes out to the family. I will keep you in my prayers, and I totally understand. On November the 4th, I had the privilege to be invited to Boy Scouts Troop 56 Court of Honor ceremony. Congratulations to all the young scouts who earned merit badges. A special congratulations goes out to Alex Lay for earning the rank of Eagle, which in my view shows his dedication and commitment, and probably one of the hardest ranks to achieve. And thank you for building the post such a fantastic POW table and MIA protective display case. We at Post 60 are totally grateful and indebted. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I am deeply grateful to Troop 56 for surprising me, along with Commander Verdun, with the Scout Hero Pin Award. It is truly a blessing to be recognized and honored for providing a home for you all at Post 60. Creating that space for you was one of the best decisions I made during my time as commander. You truly made me feel special, and I just wanted to say thank you for the recognition. As we approach Veterans Day, I'm pleased to announce the creation of a new initiative development after listening closely to the veterans both locally and across the state. Many veteran organizations struggle to access grant funding they deserve due to complex, costly application processes that too often end in denial. The Roselle Park Veterans Support Grant Initiative aims to change that by providing critical financial and administrative assistance to long-standing veteran organizations within our community and also that serve our community. By supporting these groups with grant applications, this initiative will ease financial burdens and bolster their ability to continue delivering valuable services. Through this program, Roselle Park reaffirms its commitment to honoring and empowering those who have served. Andrew and I will be collaborating on a final proposal to integrate this initiative into next year's budget, ensuring it has the resources to make a lasting impact. More details will follow, and I hope to get this governing body's support. Sorry. My heart goes out to the families that were affected in the fire during Roselle Park. I just wanted to express that, and thank you, Con John, for taking the initiative of something like that. I'll call you later and see what we could do from the Post and from our nonprofit organizations as well. Oh, I already said that about the chief. I'll give you kudos again, chief, rather than go into the whole paragraph. Just please make sure you tell April, good job. I look forward to Route 28 project, which will be, a meeting will be this Wednesday, November 13th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm looking to collaborate with my colleagues. Of course, there's only a few of us that could go at a time because of, am I correct? Due to Oprah, excuse me. So I'm looking forward to that, and I just wanted to say, Rupin, we hear you, and we're coming. And this is one of the projects that I've been talking about for some time, especially after the death of an individual that died over there by Dalton. It is important for us to rectify Westfield Ave to the best of our ability, and I'm glad to have the help of this team, and I'm glad to be one of the guys that helped initiate this project. Lastly, I'm looking forward also to finally putting to rest the commencement of Avon and Berwyn, which will please correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew, which will commence sometime next week or so. And can you just
On or about the 18th. You want me to give a summary of
Yeah, can you
so
just
the
click one?
improvement to Avon and Berwyn Street, partially funded by the NJDOT grant, will commence on or about the 18th. There were numerous delays to the commencement of this project, not because of the municipality. We were ready to go early in the year, but the DOT, because they're funding part of the project, reserves the right to approve or reject our bid specs and plans. They take their time to review. They review all of the projects they fund throughout the state, so I understand it did take a little bit longer. We finally got them released, went out to bid, awarded the project. It's November now. It is a very extensive project on Avon Street and Berwyn Street. It's very old infrastructure. Those are wholesale replacements of curbing, ADA ramps, and sidewalks. It's about 4 weeks alone of concrete work. That concrete work will start on or about the 18th, removing Thanksgiving week because it's pretty much a dead week for construction, and you really don't want people working around your house on Thanksgiving anyway. That puts it at about Christmas week, the concrete work will be done. So more than likely, the milling and paving of those two roads will happen in the spring. It's not really necessarily, as I shared with the councilman, it's not really welcomed news for any of us. However, in order to ensure there's a decent product at the end, you don't pave in the middle of the winter. You just don't. Unfortunately, that will be reserved for the spring, but the project will commence on or about the 18th, and residents will be notified in advance of that commencement by the contractor, and the borough will put out notifications as well.
Thank you, Andrew. And I just want to say to the residents, just please be patient. This is a long time coming for all of us. I know Andrew knows that. So we're looking forward, and finally we will have, through determination and commitment, this project will definitely be done. So just please have some patience with us. Other than that, if you need to get in contact with me, please email me at gjohnson@rosellepark.net, or you can call me at 908-303-1519. And Acting Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilman at Large Singh-Rowe.
Congratulations to winners, and like a couple of my council folks have, congratulations to Jay and Joe P. And like Rosanna said, everybody ran. You put yourself out there to run. Thank you for your time for putting yourself out there. And all right, let me move on here. Wow, what election day! And I'm glad everybody got and voted. 70%, huh?
It's about where we are.
Yep. I want to thank the veterans in advance for their service. Greg and Chief Reno for your service, and apologize if anybody in the room did service. So remember, 11, and 11 a.m. on Monday morning, the veterans ceremony will be, hopefully, will be outside, but we'll see what the weather brings. Mischief Night, last year was great, and the second time, I think it's one of the best events we have in town. All my kids love Halloween, and it is an awesome time, and maybe next year we can improve it or go down the street a little more or whatever, but just a good night. Thank you to Rich and Andrew on explaining the clarification how and why people can't go in the building because of the danger of the building collapsing and so on and so forth. So hopefully those folks can retain some maybe personal items. Hopefully the owner of the building could cooperate and maybe go in, maybe somebody has a firebox that they need to get out, I've explained to a couple of people, I have a firebox in my house, and you can buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot, a hardware store, Colleen Brothers, where you can put your personal stuff in there, and most likely it will survive a good fire. Other than that, I hope to see you Monday, and thank you, and have a good night.
First of all, I want to send my condolences out to Madeline Diamore, Anita Tenor, and Deborah Bewley. Okay, on the 19th, I attended the Italian Festival. Fantastic night. Rosanna, thank you very much. Very well event, okay? The 20th was the Recreation's Halloween party. Again, a good crowd. Everything went well. I thank Tina Schwartz, John Ranieri for all their hard work. I also want to thank Councilwoman and Councilman Gregg for coming to the event. Again, I was very well attended. After I left there, I went to the 4 Centuries in a Weekend at the museum. And again, thank you, Gary, and your crew, and everything. On the 21st was our historical committee meeting. On the 30th was the Mischief Night concert. Again, great. Ruben, thank you. As Councilwoman said, the band was fantastic. I really enjoyed it and everything. And again, a great crowd. On November 2nd, Councilman Johnson, myself, and Ruben went to the Diwali celebration, which is their New Year in Edison. I know, very well. It was, I know I'll no worry. I'd like to go to the one in Robbinsville. I heard that was supposed to be bigger and everything, but unbelievable, the new one in Edison. So again, I want to thank Reuben for inviting us there, and like I said, it was great. The 4th was the fire department meeting. We talked about the fire at the Jerome Street. Again, I feel sorry for all the residents and everything, but again, thank you to the fire department for a great job. We're very lucky. We have a great dedicated fire department. I always tell them, and I know it gets old, but they are my heroes because they're always there and they risk their life, and like I said, they're volunteers. American Legion, just to update you, we've been able to get a lot of donated things at the Legion. They redid the steps at the Legion, which was the real bad shape. The Bricklayers Union came in, did them for nothing. It was they told me anything to do with the vets, they'll do anything there. Also, I want to thank Adolfo Del Cosmo for arranging everything. He has a lot of contact. He's there, everything. So that day he actually contacted the painting union and the glazing. So they're actually going to paint the front of the building. Again, no charge. Again, they told me anything to do with vets, they're all dedicated. So they did come last week. They did a little patching and everything. They're coming Tuesday to actually paint everything, and hopefully we get them to power wash also. I would like to thank. I also want to thank very much Hunter, which is Twin Barrow Lumber over in Roselle, which is the corner of Locust and First Avenue, donated all the material for the steps and everything. So it's great that we get people to donate. So they also are going to come and redo the floors down in the where the bar is. So we have a contractor ready to and I also want to. Sherman Williams is donating the paint at the Legion, so no charge for that either. So like I said, the Legion's going to shape up a little bit, which is good. Like I said, I know Councilman Johnson used to be the commander
Can I say thank you?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt your report. I just wanted to say thank you too for initiating and collaborating and coordinating all of those things. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I said, I'm very happy that we're getting all this done, and it's going to make the place look much better. So, actually, Andrew, I'd like to bring the people that donated, probably the next meeting, the 21st, I'm going to target it for. If I have any issues, I will let you know, but right now I'm going to target.
Just give me the names.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Again, I know sometimes it gets old, but I keep Paul DeVito in your prayers. So he got moved to a private room today. He's not in ICU or anything like that. So he's coming around slowly. I'm hoping for the best. Keep him in your prayers, please. Paul was a DPW worker. I met him years ago when he worked for the county, and he decided to come to Roselle Park to work. And so keep him in your prayers, please. The election, again, I want to thank everyone that put their self in the ring. It's not easy and everything, but I was proud that with the turnout. I'd like to thank Rosanna again for coming and supporting me at the library, and also Councilman Johnson. Very a lot of people. So it was a great turnout. And again, I also want to thank the people. Win or lose, it takes a lot to go out there and put yourself out there. Board of Ed, I want to thank them. And again, 7 people ran. You're only going to get 3 winners. So, but again, I appreciate everyone coming out. Me personally, I want to thank my campaign managers, which is Jim and Linda McCready. They're troopers. Went out. I was saying we got lucky with no rain, because usually you lose a couple days with rain and everything, but we had no rain, so we were out there. And I appreciate my residents that supported me, put signs up, came to my fundraiser, gave me some good advice. I listened to everyone. I know election day, I might have been a pain in the neck, Andrew, calling you all the time, but people ask questions, I needed an answer. So, but I thank everyone. And again, we all ran elections. That's why we're here. And, I do want to thank everyone. And I want to thank our mayor, who's our chairman of the Democratic Committee. And I know he organized a lot of stuff. And I appreciate all this help, encouragement, and, always kept me forward and everything. So, and again, one last time, I want to thank the fire department for the Jerome Street. Again, they risk their lives. They're out there. And again, I will always call them my heroes, and they are like that. And again, November 11th is Veterans Day. We will honor our veterans at the library. As they say, it's the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour. So, like I said, my father was a veteran and everything, and with the Hometown Heroes, I always feel proud when I see his sign when I go past Chestnut Street. So, if you need to contact me, you could get me at jpetrosky@rosellepark.net, 908-666-7821, and that's my report. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Clerk, could you read mayor appointments to the record, please?
Yes, sir. The following mayoral appointments are effective immediately and do not require confirmation by the Borough Council. One and only appointment is appointing Stephanie Sauce of 519 Maplewood Avenue, Roselle Park, New Jersey, 07204, as alternate member number 1 of the Roselle Park Recreation Committee to fill the unexpired term of Danielle Sherman, set to expire December 31st, 2025.
Okay, may I have a motion to open the public portion of any subject?
So move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, if you would like to speak, please come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Larry Cohen. I live in Fanwood. I was here a few years ago asking the council to pass an ordinance not allowing any pet stores in town, present or future, to sell puppies because of the clear link to puppy mills out in the Midwest. And the council did pass that ordinance. And some significant things have happened since, which is why I'm back to ask you for something else. First, that effort that you were pretty much at the beginning of has now reached 150 towns in New Jersey, more so than any other state in the nation. Second, it has become a national movement. 8 states have passed statewide bans on this practice. The evidence that links these puppy mills out in Midwest states to cruel and unusual punishment and the fact that they supply pet stores, they're their main customers, is overwhelming. It can't be contradicted anymore. The fact that this happens is no longer in dispute. The only issue now is what people will start to do about it. And as I said, 8 states have already passed statewide bans. New Jersey has started that effort. There is a bill in the legislature that was introduced by Senator Brian Stack. It's S-2511, A-4051, that would ban this practice throughout the state. There are currently only 17 stores in the state that sell dogs. Obviously, many, many more pet stores that thrive doing other things. It was suggested, and we thought it was a great idea, to go back to councils that had already passed an ordinance demonstrating an understanding of this issue in their own town and ask them to pass a resolution to send to Trenton saying, you know what, we support this bill. And so that's why I'm here. What I've handed you, and I also emailed each of you this morning, is a sample resolution that was passed by a town up in North Jersey called Westwood. They recently passed the ordinance and at the same time attached this resolution to send to Trenton stating, hey, we think this is a really good idea to pass on a statewide level. So that's what I'm asking you to do. Obviously not at this moment, but to take it under consideration. I know that a resolution is a lot lighter lift than an ordinance. It can be done in one session, I guess. And that's why I'm here. Anybody have any questions?
No, appreciate it. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for what you do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
the information. Yeah.
Thank you.
If you have any educational references, please forward it to my email.
On that sheet, in the middle, there's a website
Gotcha.
that is loaded with information.
Gotcha.
You can't go through that website and not understand the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Very sad. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else like to speak?
Good evening, Bill Cross at 412 Galloping Hill Road. Been a lot of comments about Bender and Halloween. And almost every year prior to this one, I came up and commented that Galloping Hill Road was a fiasco most years. This year was 1,000% worse. People stopping in the middle of the road to let little kids out of their cars while they stay parked in the middle of the road and block traffic. The only reason I know all this is my neighbor sets up a table so he can give out candy. I go over and donate my candy to his cause. Neighbor on the other side does the same thing. And all of us just kept watching the fiasco of adults and kids trying to cross Galloping Hill Road with all that traffic out there. Now, if you come down Lincoln, turn right on Galloping Hill Road to go towards Westfield Avenue, when they repaved years ago and repainted Galloping Hill Road, there used to be a lane to go that direction and still have room to park on the curb. No more. What do? They park next to the curb, they block the fire hydrant. I did not know parking enforcement was out that night. Apparently, Bender and streets closer were a bigger mess than Galloping Hill, but it's gotten worse than I've ever seen. On the other side of the coin, every kid and adult that came up to get their little candies were so polite. I've never, ever seen that many people be so polite on Halloween. The other thing I got is a few meetings ago, you had a couple people here developing the land up on Westfield Avenue, and there was a lot of discussion as to different alternatives. One of them was a hotel, and I had commented that night that a hotel should be a major franchise, such as a Hampton Inn, a Comfort Inn, a Holiday Inn Express, because they have specs they have to follow when they build that building. And those specs are probably more stringent than what the town has in most cases. They also are required to do landscaping right out to the entrance, which is a whole lot more than most of these apartment buildings are doing. If the thing goes to a hotel, I would encourage it. I think it would be a good thing for the town to have a place where friends and relatives could stay. My only comment was that same night, it was commented on that nothing more than 3 stories, sorry. A hotel has to be a minimum of 100 rooms with a major franchise or to become profitable. And if you're going to restrict the building, you're not going to get it. And you can pass the ordinance to get the additional 3% tax revenue off of every dollar they make. And again, congratulations to the people who were nominated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to say that I echo the issues that were going on Galloping Hill Road. I was actually walking out there with my son, and I seen the fiasco. I did reach out to the police chief, and we are going to look forward to beefing it up, especially around those perimeters. So I hear you, and I share your sentiment, and trust me.
County, because it's a county road, Union at the corner, Elizabeth on one side and us on the other. After 4 o'clock, I saw no police vehicles.
We may request aid, and I'm hoping to be able to have a conversation with the at-large and the chief later on about that. So we are keeping that in consideration.
Anyone else like to speak?
Hello,
We need your name and address.
I'm Ryan Gordon. I live on Sumner. I'm from town. I've been noticing this trend of when roads get paved, the gas company or another company digs up the paved road, and well, it's kind of annoying. I've been wondering if it's anything
scheduling wise could be done about that issue? That what I've been noticing.
It is a very unfortunate thing. It does happen. We try to avoid it as much as possible. Usually where we see that predominantly, at least now, is when there's emergency excavations. We try to coordinate the projects where if they're doing a large pipeline project on a street, we try to coordinate that so that they come in before, and there's a settlement period, and then they're actually on the hook to pay for the road. Where you see it, unfortunately, is when we pave a road and then a few months later, there's a water main break, a valve leak, an emergency, and it requires the road to be ripped up. It's very frustrating. I'm usually the first one that gets a call and says, why are we letting this happen? Sometimes I don't even know it's happening because it's an emergency. It's very frustrating. But we do our best to coordinate the work that is planned. So, and we will continue to do that as much as we can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else want to speak? May I have a motion to close the public portion of this?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are no items for a closed session. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.